Google talks about Winnipeg. Is Winnipeg a good place to live? Winnipeg is home to some of the most affordable childcare options and kindergarten services in North America. Other good news for families in Winnipeg is that there's an extensive primary and secondary school system, with a wide range of public and independent schools to choose from. How much is $100K salary in Winnipeg? The average salary in Winnipeg is $50,120, which is 8% lower than the Canadian average salary of $54,450. A person making $100,000 a year in Winnipeg makes 99.5% more than the average working person in Winnipeg and will take home about $69,406. Does Winnipeg have nightlife? For those driving across the border for a weekend away, Winnipeg's nightlife is the cherry on top of daytime activities like shopping, spas, sporting events, and the Assiniboine Park Zoo. With a minimum drinking age of 18, our city comes alive at night, even in the winter at dance clubs, pubs, and theaters. Why do people move to Winnipeg? Newcomers choose to move to Winnipeg for many reasons. The city offers affordable housing, a low cost of living, and diverse employment options. It also has a multicultural and diverse population. In addition to the city's great culture, you have access to a strong healthcare system and world-class universities. What salary do you need to live in Winnipeg? The average cost of living in Winnipeg is $2,965 per month for a single person who rents. This average is based on many factors including the cost of housing, transportation, groceries, and entertainment. What are the disadvantages of living in Winnipeg? The major drawback of living in Winnipeg is the very cold winter weather. If you don't like snow, it's probably not the city for you. But despite the chilly temperatures, Winnipeggers know how to embrace the cold, especially during Canada's winter wonderland. What are the perks of living in Winnipeg? Winnipeg offers many benefits of metropolitan living, such as a good quality of life, a strong job market, cultural diversity, affordable cost of living, and an inclusive and welcoming environment for newcomers. Is downtown Winnipeg safe at night? Winnipeg is a reasonably safe city, although, at night, it is better to avoid areas remote from the center. The town has beggars and problems with car thefts. But if you close the car and park in a guarded parking lot, you have nothing to worry about. It is also better not to carry a lot of cash and jewelry. Is $50K a good salary in Winnipeg? The average salary in Winnipeg is $50,120, which is 8% lower than the Canadian average salary of $54,450. A person making $50,000 a year in Winnipeg makes 0.2% less than the average working person in Winnipeg and will take home about $37,758. How many murders has Winnipeg had this year? Winnipeg hit a grim milestone in 2022 with 53 homicides, surpassing the previous record of 44 set in 2019 and marking the fourth year in a row where the city had more than 40 homicides. How cold does it get in Winnipeg? In Winnipeg, there are 4 distinct seasons: summer, fall, winter, and spring, with temperature varying between -35 degrees Celsius in the winter and +35 degrees Celsius in the summer. What is the cheapest area to live in Winnipeg? The most affordable neighborhoods in the city are East Kildonan, St. James, and the city core. What is the richest part of Winnipeg? Tuxedo. Tuxedo has some of the most expensive streets in Winnipeg, and as a result, it is home to many high-income earners. Next. Charleswood. Next. River Heights. Next. Westmount. Next. Fort Garry. Why is Winnipeg so famous? The Peg, Manitoba's capital, holds its own against Canada's bigger cities as a thriving center of arts, dance, and music. It is home of the famed Royal Winnipeg Ballet, the Winnipeg Philharmonic Choir, and Winnipeg Folk Festival. Can you survive on minimum wage in Winnipeg? Surviving on the minimum wage was untenable before the pandemic and is certainly unsustainable now. 1 week after the Manitoba government announced increases in minimum wage in the province, a new report says it will remain far below what is needed for a living wage. Is Winnipeg a tough city? 4 in 10 Winnipeggers reported being the victim of a crime at some point in the past 3 years. Winnipeggers living in the city's core were more likely to say they were victimized by crime in the last 3 years, compared to other parts of the city. Is Winnipeg colder than Toronto? Although Winnipeg endures lower winter temperatures than Toronto, people who live in Winnipeg claim their city's dry winter cold is more pleasant than the damper cold in Toronto. Is Winnipeg a walkable city? According to WalkScore, Winnipeg is the 6th most walkable city in Canada. What are the most common crimes in Winnipeg? Property crimes are the most common. This means your car is more likely to be a target than your home. In fact, vehicle accessories are the second most stolen property at 21% according to the Winnipeg Police Service. Why is Winnipeg so French? Retired voyagers, French Canadians who engaged in transporting of furs by canoe, settled on the banks of the Red and Assiniboine rivers in southern Manitoba. Today, the core of Manitoba's francophones are descendants of voyagers or settlers from Quebec and Europe. More than half live in the city of Winnipeg. Why is Winnipeg crime so high? Because Winnipeg has a high rate of poverty in the city. Winnipeg has disadvantaged populations. Winnipeg has some serious substance abuse and mental health, and street gangs as well. Does it snow a lot in Winnipeg? Average annual precipitation is 521.1 millimeters or 20.52 inches. Snow falls on 53 days and lies on 132 days in an average year. How far is Winnipeg from the U.S. border? The distance between Winnipeg and United States is 720 miles. The road distance is 1,660.3 miles. Does Winnipeg have a homeless problem? Experts are calling for a systemic overhaul if Winnipeg wants a fighting chance at overcoming its struggles with homeless people living and dying on city streets. What are people from Winnipeg called? Winnipeg is the capital city of Manitoba. Gateway to the West and Winterpeg are popular nicknames for this city. A native or resident of Winnipeg is called a Winnipegger, spelled with a double G. Thank you for watching the video. If you like this video, please subscribe and like it. If you have an idea for the next videos, please write a comment. Good luck and see you on the Winnipeg channel.